And welcome in everybody, it's Frogman here, King Pepper II, bringing you some more Brown Dust 2. I know it seems like it's been a while ever since Darian's release, because it really feels like it has. I am going to have, by the way, the story of the Starlight Child story up on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching this VOD right now, it most likely is already up there on my channel there for you guys to watch and enjoy. Not a very long one. It was about an hour, I think, an hour long. But it wasn't bad, honestly. I think it was a great start to introduce, you know, Greta, Darian, Sonia, even Tyr's story, along with Aya, right? And I won't say too much about it just in case you didn't watch it or you're interested in the story. But yeah, it was actually a great introduction to a new cast of characters now. And a new plot with the so-called mother of theirs. So if you want to go check it out, I would definitely give it a watch. But with that being said, before we hop into it, let me know what your thoughts are about the rerun for the collaboration event in the comments down below. Check out my socials and like, subscribe if you enjoy the content, and let's get to it. Got a lot of news. Well, it's not a whole lot of news, but like it's news. And yes, I know that the menu background BGM still isn't playing, so a little odd. Been sitting here in silence basically waiting to do my introductions, and then here we go with this like BGM still not working. But anyway, let's get to it, guys. Oh yeah, currently I am streaming this over on Twitch as well, so if you hear me talk to anybody that comes into chat, that's why. Okay, let's see. Well, at least I didn't get knocked down the Ruby, so I'll take the win. Okay, so I'll do all my dailies, you know, later. I'm just gonna hop straight into the news, okay? Let's get to it. There we go. Oh yeah. So for the sake of YouTube purposes, I know you saw but a glimpse, but the thing is, I have to, you know, can't show too much. You know, let me lower the volume here too as well. But yeah, so I can't show too much, so we're just gonna, you know, keep it with the story background in the meantime, okay? So you're gonna be seeing me switch, you know, back and forth with the home screen wallpaper. But anyway, let's discuss. First off, I want to go check out the dev notes. Wasn't a whole lot of dev notes. In all honesty, it was really only a special live announcement. So they're gonna be doing their Halloween special here for their live broadcast on October 17th. Okay, here's the time. 10 a.m. UTC time right here, right? So if you want to go check it out, which I'm going to be doing, and giving you definitely the latest YouTube video, you know how I do, right? So yeah, it's going to be on their official YouTube channel. I'm definitely going to be there covering it as well. But I also wanted to say, be very aware of this. Be very, very aware of this. And by the way, I forgot to change. Hold up. There we go. So I forgot to change the oh my god. Excuse me, sorry. I wanted to say this. Before you think about pulling, okay? Before you think about pulling, watch either their live stream or watch my video about it, or someone else that might do, you know, Brown Dust 2 content on this. Because the thing is, I'm not going to pull for Eris and Roxy right now. Even though I know, yes, this is their rerun collaboration. The thing is, I want to hear what they have planned for the future costumes right now, because that's a little bit more where I'm more concerned about. Because I know that with one of the costumes that we still haven't gotten was Olivia's. We still have not gotten Olivia's final like main story costume, which is her Valkyrie form. Right? I forgot what the name was called, but like we still haven't gotten it yet. So I want to hear the latest on that. Not to mention the new releases, because you never know. They could release Greta. You know, they could release her. I mean, she was already shown, right? Along with all the other, like, all the other shareholders. I just call them shareholders, okay? You'll understand if you do the story or read the story. But yeah, she is the 5th seat, right? Darian's the 7th, and then Sonia's the 11th. So I'm gonna wait. But if you want to pull, feel free to. But I'm gonna hold off right? And if I do end up pulling for, you know, Roxy and Eris, I'll do a YouTube video separate from this one, and I'll do my rolls. I'll show you guys. I'll demonstrate them. But yeah, I'm gonna wait and hold off. It's in 7 days, okay? It's in 7 days, okay? So gotta be patient with this. But I think it'll turn out well. Who knows? They even might have a Halloween special. I didn't actually expect this to be them to have a live stream this soon. Gotta be honest with that. I didn't know it would happen so soon. But hey, it happened, right? So there's the latest, and yeah, and also like I said, I'm gonna hold off for a little bit, and let's now talk about them. I'll actually showcase them for you guys. Well, not showcase, but you know what I mean. I'll go look at their kits and stuff here. Well, skills. Okay, guest welcoming special infinite draw. So they're doing another one here from October 10th to October 23rd. So this is basically like you do 10 free draws. It's infinite, by the way, so you can do it as many times as you want. However, if you're satisfied with what you have, which is what normally people do, and I kid you not, people normally go and try to get at least four 5 stars, and then they make the purchase. And yes, you have to pay for this. It is what it is, guys. I know, but still, this you could just draw for as many times as you want. Welcome on in, Ryzen. How you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Just covering the Brown Dust 2 latest. But yeah, so they're doing another infinite draw. So if you want to, you know, spend a little bit, go for it. It's infinite, okay? It's infinite for draws. However, you got to pay for it. Okay, let's go check out Roxy. This is the rerun from the very, very first collaboration event they've ever had in the game. There she is. Okay, respected master. Hope I'm good. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing very, very well. Lots to cover right now today, but hey, we're gonna have fun doing it, right? So here we go, guys. Let's take a look at Roxy really quickly. Okay, so Roxy, obviously she's a magic type, right? Let's go to preview. Yeah, my English today is just so off. Okay, guys, so we're gonna look at her from if you were to just go all out for her, right? Okay, so she deals so-and-so magic damage to the enemy equal to 400% of your magic attack. For the main target enemy, she deals so-and-so magic damage equal to 600% of your magic attack instead. I'm saying so-and-so just because, you know, your magic is going to be very different depending on what type of gear stats you have on your Roxy there, okay? So there she is. Her range also is actually very widespread. This is the same attack range as Sacred Ustia, okay? So that is a lot of range. That's a lot of damage to cover, right? So if we go and we look at her from, let's see, a +0. So her range still doesn't change, right? Her SP cost is 7. Her cooldown time is 3. So if you +1 her SP cost goes down to 6. Correct? So if we go a little further, yeah, so +1. At +1, that's where you want to have her at least. So grab at least 1 copy of her, okay, to reduce this SP cost, right? That's usually how it works 90% of the time with a lot of the characters in this game. It's like the other 10%ers, like it's like +3 or +4 at least to invest with them. So it looks like she still does a ton of damage nonetheless. It's just that you get a lot more out of it. I would say at what? At +3, but level up the skill tree, you know. And then obviously anything from then onwards, you'll be doing some serious hits. Now, is she still a, quote, meta type? Okay. So, I know that since the Goblin Slayer event, the devs don't have the characters themselves be absolutely insanely strong, like how they were in Senran Kagura, and also, you know, Eris and Roxy here, right? So, I would say not to rely on them all the time, because obviously, you know, the further we go into the game, we're going to be being introduced to new characters, and obviously they are going to be having different range attacks, you know, different types of skill sets that you can, like, you know, form with different teams, right? So I wouldn't solely say that meta in this game is technically something you should necessarily worry about. Because ever since they got rid of that limited, you know, like limited's just gone. Like they don't limit, like they don't have any more limiteds for like their main, you know, their main story cast and everything. The only limiteds you'll ever see in this game from now on are collaboration events, right? So that's why I say, you know, and going back to Roxy here, I still say she's strong. However, you do have other costumes out there that you can get that, you know, aren't limited, right? And that you can still build up without having to worry about, you know, the entire FOMO thing, okay? This is more along the lines of for collection and also for, like, you know, if you really love this collaboration IP, then go for it, right? But yeah, there are other magic users that you can use to, you know, do a ton of damage. I mean, Eclipse, Mikaela, are still some of the two, like, top two still. Shada, she has like 4 different costumes, right? Very versatile, you know, different range sets. So like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other magic users, but that's all I'll really say about the meta thing about this, because I know this has been a, one thing a lot of players might be wondering about this. For the future collaborations, though, however, I don't really know if they'll still stand or stick by what they did with the Goblin Slayer one. Meaning how a lot of us felt their skills were kind of like mid and they weren't as strong. But I don't really know. All I know is that Eris and Roxy were never changed. Like, this skill set that you see here never changed. They never did anything with, like, nerfing it or anything like that. You know, to my knowledge, that's never happened. So this is how they were from when they were back then, and this is how they shall stay. It's kind of like how, you know, if they did a Sunrun Kagura collaboration rerun events, like, they won't change their stats, okay? Their stats are forever etched with them, okay? So they are still very, very strong, okay? So that's all I really have to say about the meta thing. Now, if we go and we look at her other costume, which is this one, I know it's a little out there, but we're gonna cover it anyway, okay? I know what everyone's gonna say about that. I know, but we're just gonna pay attention to the, you know, the theme here with the skills. Okay, so this is her second one, guys. Okay, this is her second one. So if we look at her from +0, her SP cost is 2. Her cooldown time is 3, right? So the only thing that really changes, I would say, for her is the range. Now, her range set, if you don't level it up, is kind of like, you know, takes kind of an L with it. However, if you level it up, you do get an extra, like, hitbox, but, like, hey, she applies silence, guys, okay? Plus, you can do this for every other turn. So that's actually really amazing because, like, you know, you can just keep doing this, correct? So I would say this is actually very strong, especially if you +1 her, because I just saw this now. She uses only 1 SP point. That's crazy. Okay, that is crazy. So I would say that out of the two, you know, if you want to go for Roxy, I would say go for the Emerging Desire, just because she applies silence to the enemy for 2 turns, and her SP cost is 1, and she can't activate this every other turn. So that's actually very beneficial, you know. And the range isn't that bad for what it is. I don't think it is, at least. Right? Now, it's not as strong as Allstein's, you know, Fiend Scholar, which is like an AoE field where he just hits everybody and he silences everybody. Not to mention, he gives you SP cost depending on how many enemies are hit on the field, right? Which is a lot of SP, by the way. But yeah, so for her, I would say out of the two, Emerging Desire, I would say go for, because you can use any other magic damage dealer in general to make up for, like, the AoE field that, you know, the first Roxy costume has. Okay? That's my, you know, opinion about it, but, you know, do you guys, if you want to go for them both, go for it. But yeah, I would say go for this one first because of this the silence, and also because she doesn't really have she doesn't really have like an entire wait time either. Not to mention her SP cost is really really low. Investment. Okay, so investment wise, I would say if you're not looking to go all out for her, but you just want to have her to silence enemies, right? And at that, like, SP cost being 1, I would say plus 1 her. Then make up for her, you know, with other strong magic damage dealers. That's what I would do if I was not going to invest in her, okay? Because this costume right here, the Respected Master one, this is really only for, just dealing a huge amount of damage. But, like, it's that SP cost being 6 is what does it. I mean, it is a lot, mind you, but her cooldown time is every other turn. So, technically, you would have to have either Helena or even Ulstein's Fiend Scholar to keep up with the SP. You know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, that's how I see it as. But, like I said, you guys decide what you want to do with that. I'm just delivering you, like, what I think and see here. So now we have Eris here. So here she is, Eris, the esteemed adventurer. So let's take a look at her. Okay, so she's a physical damage dealer, right? So let's take a look. We're going to start with +0, and I'll tell you investment-wise. So let's see. SP cost is 4. Cooldown time is 3 turns, so every other turn. Not bad, not bad, right? Okay, so it looks like it only levels this up, correct? Yeah. Okay, so we go at +1. Okay, SP cost goes down by 1 point. Always a given, so. Then if we level her up here. Okay. So, looking at her from a +5 perspective, along with her skill tree update, she deals so-and-so physical damage to the enemy equal to 650% of your attack. If this attack results in the enemy having a chain count of 7 or less, she deals so-and-so damage, physical damage, equal to 1100% of your attack instead. Okay, so depending on how you have her built with the gear, that physical damage number obviously is going to be higher, okay? So what's really nice about this is that chain counts. Okay, so this is the thing. If you have, I would say, yeah, if you have Beachside Angel Terese, which is Summer Terese, she is actually going to be very beneficial for Eris in this, because the thing is, Eris also does extra damage if the chain count is 7 or less, okay? Now, mind you, Terese's Beachside Angel one, her augmentation ability only works if it's 5 or less. But since Eris only seems to attack 1 time, because I think this attack is actually a 1 hit. I don't think it's like a chain stack up. Yeah. I don't think it's a chain stack up. Because it's either going to be 1 or 2 hits. Man, I really want to pull for her just because I want to show you. But I have to wait until like that announcement they do with their live stream. I have to wait and see what happens with that and their news on it. But yeah, I would just stick with then investment. I would say +3 is a great number. I wouldn't really go all out. If you choose to, that's up to you guys. But I would say +3 is where she's safest. +1, you're going to get the SP cost reduced by 1 point, so that's always a nice thing. However, I still feel like she should have the extra damage on her. So, like, that's why I say +3 would be a great place. But looking at the +5, that 1100% is nice. Plus, she can cast this every other turn. And also, her SP cost is only 3. So, very effective in my head. In, like, my head about that. Okay, we're going to take a look now at the... I know. Get ready for another one. I know, it's... it's pretty wild, right? Okay. But, let's see here. So, this is your very own cat. Okay, so this was the other costume for Eris. So, this one is, I would say... How should I say with this? So, if we look at her from... Okay, we're going to go take this step by step with her. Because this is actually kind of an interesting one with her costume. With the skill details. Okay, so if we look at her, she does, or her cost first off is 6 SP, which is actually kind of a lot. Her cooldown time is also 3 turns, but if you level up her skill tree, it goes down by 1 point. And at +1, it goes down by another point, so it'll be 4. You're looking at costing it 4. But you have to level the skill tree up, okay? And also you get range added for the skill tree, it seems. So you get 2 extra squares of attack here. Okay, so now we're going to look at her from a +5 standpoint on this. So attack the enemy 5 times, deal so-and-so physical damage equal to 80% of your attack per hit. Okay, so per hits, mind you. She applies a 150% vulnerability for physical to the main target enemy for 4 turns. Okay, so this is why I said she's very interesting, is because she applies vulnerability as well. So much like how Lady Blade does, she also does the vulnerability for physical. Now, I would say this. Out of the both of them, I would actually go with Eris's Adventurer one. The reason being is because of that 7 or less chain doing extra damage. That's actually why I would do it. Because how I think of it is you apply a bunch of like other supporters to Eris, right? And then Eris in general would just destroy. Plus her ranged ability, I don't think it's that bad. I know it might seem like a very odd like look to it because it's like in the shape of like a U, so to say. But it's nonetheless, it does have a nice range on it. Okay. And pairing her with Beachside Angel Terese, in my opinion, is a smart move. Not to mention, you can use Dark Sanctus Liberta for that 50% crit rate. And also attack percentage. And also Lathel, Homunculus Lathel, obviously, you know, that attack percentage does look very promising for even Eris there as well. So there's like 3 supporters there, right? Not to mention, if you really wanted to, you could also add maybe even a 4th. You can either use 3-star, I think her name is Arina, right? You know, the nerd with the glasses, right? You can use her because she actually levels up crit rate and attack percentage. Okay, so like you can use her as a 4th supporter. And you can also use Lady Blade, but she has an attack that's, I think, 4 hits. Okay, so the thing is, it technically wouldn't really work unless you're only relying on Edis's, what's it called? Unless you're relying on Edis's 7 chain stack or less attack hit instead of having both Beachside Angel and Edis's 7 chain or less, you know, attack hit. Because that, in my opinion, is a lot more powerful to combine. But, it's just something for you guys to think about with that, okay? So, that's what I would say. Because physical vulnerability, I mean, like, you have other costumes that can do that for her. But that's what I would do. Investment-wise, for Edis's your very own cat costume, I would say, let's see. I would say maybe +3. I would say +3 or +2. You know, if you have the Adventurer Edis, then yeah, I wouldn't really highly invest then in your very own cat. But you know, if you're somebody that, you know, like me, if I decided to go all out, I would do so. Just because, you know, I love collecting, I love +5ing every character in the game. Okay, but that's just me. You don't have to do that. I'm just saying investment-wise, +2 or +3 for her. And level up the skill tree. Okay, it's very important you level up that skill tree. Okay? So that's what I would say with her. And they still have Darien here, guys. She is still running. And also, we are going to look at the other updates and add-ons that they did. It's not really a whole lot. It was just really about the collaboration. But I'll just show you like the Powder Hope shop and everything else. Right? So we got our 1 free draw. I am going to be getting her. If I don't get her now... Actually, you know what? I could hold off on her. And because you never know. You can get a free draw. Like, I could get a free draw off this. So I'll wait until then. I won't do anything, you know, at the moment. But yeah, so they also added now Tier in the lineup. Tier is here. Look at her. Tier is here, right? It rhymed. So if you are looking for her in the 12 selective draw, she is able to be added now. Okay. Look at gear sets. So Roxy staff. Let's look at the stats here. Okay, magic attack percentage 45%. So that's how it it usually is with a lot of like other magic users. Edda, she probably has a 45%, right? Yep, 45%. There she is. So there's her sword. We also have Revelatio, which is Darian's, still going on here, guys, until October 23rd, right? So all of them are lasting until October 23rd, okay? Keep that in mind. That's why I'm telling you guys right now, I would hold off until they do their live stream, okay? Just because if there's someone that's upcoming that they have in the live stream for you and you want to have, let's say Greta is going to be introduced, right? She actually was very well taken by the community, in fact. When Greta was introduced and I was in that live stream and I was looking at this live stream chat, there were a lot of like players and they were actually loving Greta. They were loving Greta and they actually were saying they wanted her released as soon as possible. Like, I'm not kidding. It actually happened. So that's what I'm saying. If you want Greta, there could be a potential chance that they might announce that she is going to be having a debut. It could happen. Okay, it could happen. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Just wait these 7 days. I know it's 7 days, but like it'll be worth it. Okay, if they do make that announcement. But yeah, so there you have it, guys. There's the latest with everyone here. And I'm not saying that Addis and Roxy aren't great. I'm just saying that, there could be other costumes for you guys to go for, in case you want to save up still. Because remember, we still have that 2.5 anniversary in December. And they are going to be having 3 to 4 at least new costumes introduced. Obviously, they're not limited. But for anybody new to the game, they are going to be doing reruns, okay? They're going to be having a Nightmare Bunny Eclipse, Masquerade Bunny Celia. They're going to be having Idol Lowen's Bunny one, okay? So keep that in mind. Lowen's Bunny one was literally the last limited they ever did in this game last year, okay? So if you want to have and complete your bunny collection of the lovely ladies of Brown Dust 2, they are going to be available in December. I can guarantee you that, okay? So just keep that in mind, okay? Now, we're going to look at the... oh, yeah, let me do this just for YouTube's sake. Let's go look now at the Powder of Hope shop, what they have new here, which I already know they do. I already know who they have. Yeah. So, Tyr, they have the lovely Tyr. She is here, guys. So, I am actually going to +5 her right now. They have Wilhelmina. Okay, so Wilhelmina is an excellent chain stacker. They also have Wild Dog Luvencia as well. So they actually have a lot of great ones in the shop. Powder Hope shot wise. Newer players, if you want to pull for them, I would highly suggest going for both Wilhelmina's Iron Monarch and Wild Dog Luvencia because they actually both do chain damage stacks. And that is very helpful when it comes to Last Night mode. And also for a lot of guild raid bosses that, you need to attack particular, parts for weakness. Okay? That would be my suggestion. The only reason why I'm not suggesting Tyr is because Tyr at the moment, she has, I would say, a penalty to her attack, but she's insanely strong. That's the reason why I would say go for Wilhelmina Luvencia. Because if you don't have a chain stack damage team, I would start now. I would start investing in that now because that is going to help you down the line. Okay? But as for Steel Engine Rafina, she's only good for like disabling or destroying, I should say, barriers that are on enemies that they apply to. Bosses are the same way. So that's why I would say, with Rafina, that's how it would be. But I would say out of the 4 here, Wilhelmina's Iron Monarch and Luvencia's Wild Dog, and then Starlight Guardian Tears. Okay? But that's just my opinion about it. Do what you want with that information. And, but keep this also in mind. If you are going for Wilhelmina now, the thing with Wilhelmina is she's actually a high investment because you have to get her at least a +4. Because the cooldown time is the one thing you want to have on her. Because at +3, you're not getting it. At +1, you're not getting it either. right? You're getting the SP cost reduction, mind you, for plus one-ing her, but you want to have the cooldown time. That's the one thing where she shines with this cooldown time. And obviously, you know, reduce it further with the skill tree for the SP cost. But yeah, so she is a high investment. However, she is very, very, you know, worth it in my eyes. She is very much worth it. Wild Dog Livencia, you don't necessarily have to go too much all out with her. I would say, though, definitely go for the skill tree for her. I would definitely say that to you guys. Investment wise, I would say a +3 in her is a nice spot. Okay, she is a nice spot, especially if you do have her other one, which is Deal Snatcher Livencia, which is this costume right here. If you do have this, then you don't have to go all out for Wild Dog, okay? But if you're a newer player, I would just then go for her in the Golden Thread shop or the Powder of Hope shop if she shows up again. I mean, keep in mind, too, they also have a lot of costumes in, like, the Mirror Wars shop as well. That's where I +5 my girl, Onsen Liberta, right? And she's excellent for supporting chain stack dealers. But that's what I would say, guys. So, there you have it. And let me go and get my girl Tier here. There we go. Got her to +5. Okay, so now if we look at the other shops, this is where I said Onsen Manager Liberta. This is why I went all out for her, was because she actually does help out chain stackers. So like Livencia and Wahomina I just showed you guys. She's a great benefit, not to mention she does healing at the same time, you know. And she also can work for both physical and magic damage chain stackers, okay? So she works for both in this case. So very much worth investing in, I would say. And in all honesty, +5 in her, in my honest opinion, is the best way to go for her, because you want to have that damage stack up, especially in Last Night mode, and especially when you're going up against enemy Fiend Hunter bosses or guild raid bosses that, you know, have specific areas that target. You want to have like Wahomina, Livencia, you know, do their thing with those. So damage adds up. It does add up. As for everything else, nothing new. Got 12 days for the Golden Thread shot to reset itself. Sage of Blue Clouds, Ulstein's in here. There's not too much with him, in my opinion, at the moment. He removes stat reinforcement effects from the enemies. He also reduces the enemy's attack by so-and-so percentage, depending on how far you level him up. So +5 is at 70%. If the enemy is a magic type, he reduces their magic attack by 70% for 4 turns, depending on how much you leveled him up with, you know, plussing him. But other than that, I'd still say his Fiend Scholar costume is the best out of the two, which is this one. Just because he starts off with just an AoE feel in general, right? And he also restores SPs to your allies and reduces the enemy's SP by 1. He also applies silence, so like having this field in silence, you know, in my opinion, is great to have. It's very beneficial. And if you have him fully decked out, you should have no issues with running out of SP, okay? Restores 6 SP to allies. That's crazy, okay? And reduces the enemy's SP by 6 each time an enemy hits an attack. That's why I said, man, you know, if you have Allstein's Fiend Hunter, Scholar one, you shouldn't really have to go for, you know, like Roxy's, you know, Emerge Desire costume. But that's, like I said, you know, up to you guys what you want to do with that. But anything else, premium shop, that changed here. So here you guys go. If you want to whale on out, guys, here is your opportunity to do so. The full moon surprise. So here it is. This is where you would whale on out, okay? But other than that, nothing really else has changed in the shop. Anything else I want to say? They have the Mushoku Tensei story here, guys. So I'll be definitely doing this. I'll be making a separate YouTube video for this, however. But yeah, here it is. So they have both 2 of the stories. They have both Ultimate Magic, and they have the other stories, Scarlet Sword. So I imagine that the other ones are going to be focused on both Adventurer, Eris, and respected master Roxy. And then the other story is going to be focused on, you know, the Neko Eris and the Emerged Desire Roxy. So I'll be doing separate videos then, in fact, if that's the case for them. Then we also have the normal battle and the challenge battles. So here they are, guys. This is it. And as for everything else, I'll keep you guys updated with the latest. So it looks like this is going to take place, I believe, in Story Pack 1. Because I'm looking at the background right now and the enemies. So this actually might take place in the Story Pack 1 timeline. Got the rewards. Fiend Hunter boss is going to be Berserker. So we'll take a look at him too. You can do a practice one against him as well. Well, let me see. Let me see about this one. Okay, so it does physical damage. Okay. Removes buffs from the enemy and causes instant death. Okay. Remove buffs from the enemy and causes instant death. If the enemy is under a DOT effect, it deals so-and-so physical damage equal to 400% of your attack instead. Increases the enemy's property damage by 100% for 2 turns. Resets the enemy's skill cooldown. Yo, look at this range. What is this boss? Was this really the Fiend Hunter boss back then? Are you for real? What is this? This looks more of like a guild raid boss. Removes buffs from the enemy and causes instant death. If the enemy is under a DOT effect, deal so and yeah. So it looks like it has 2 of these types. No way does it have 2 of these. That's crazy. Well, that should be an interesting fight. Okay, what's his conditional skill? Activate this skill first at the start of turn. Okay, so at the very beginning. This skill activates a maximum 1 time per team in battle. Okay, so the higher you climb, you'll have like up to 3 teams. So it'll apply it 3 times at the end. Applies taunt to the head part for 10 turns. This is right off the bat. Okay, so my question is this. Can I debuff this mofo? Is that even possible? Dude, it's literally taunting the part that doesn't have the weakness to it. For 10 turns. Okay, so most likely, you know, this boss is either going to have to get debuffed. Because it doesn't say it's immune to debuffs. It is only immune to knockback and silence. So, yeah, I might have to just use a debuff. So, like, Shada would work perfectly for this since she's a water type. It's very interesting. Well, I have my work cut off for me. I'll check it out, and then I'll do a YouTube video about it. Just so, you know, it'll be separate. I'll have it up on my channel if you'd like to go watch it then. But yeah, that sounds more like a guild raid boss to me. I don't know, man. It just does. Let's go to the pass and see. Okay, so we got the pass here, guys. I know you're gonna be seeing a lot of booty here, and a lot of queen booty, I should say. Okay, as for the special, okay, so these are the seasonal passes, guys. So obviously, you know, if you want to go, if you want the luxury pass, go for it. Premium pass for the guest welcoming. Okay, so like I always tell new players this, the premium pass for this is always worth going for because the thing is, you can make this back. Okay, so like if you get to level 20, right, you're already making back 600 out of the 1,000, right? And you're literally just able to just grind out the rest of the 400 back. Like really, it's actually why I always suggest going for it. Plus, you also get tickets and other level up rewards, the scrolls especially. So like that's why I always say, you know, go for these. Just do it. You make back diamonds in this game very quickly, so it's not going to be a big issue with that. Um, but as for the special season pass, this actually does cost money. I believe the additional tickets that you get here is like 45 additional tickets. I mean, you do get a lot of other rewards for this, like more gems, more refining crystal. You get the pills, refining, what's it called? Ancient crystals for UR gear crafting. And Tears of the Goddess is always a must. But yeah, so, I mean, if you want to spend, you know, there it is. This is your dailies that you do. Okay. But is there anything else to say on this collaboration update? Other than, actually, wait, what's going on with this? Hold up. Okay, so it looks like they didn't actually permanently unlock Splash Queen, the Splash Queen event that I loved. I mean, the devs did say that these seasonals would be permanently unlocked from here on out. So I'm going to check this out because, in all honesty, that's what they said in their live stream about it. That you would no longer have to, you know, just wait until next year or something to, like, to have these rerun. It's kind of like how Beachside Angels and Summer Night, they're permanently now unlocked, like, for anybody to do. Like, it even says it. Packs that are either event limited or available permanently through reruns. So, like, they got rid of that. So, yeah, I don't really understand why my girl Wahomina's Splash Queen one is locked. Huh. I'm gonna have to do a bit of research on that and see what's going on with that. But anyway, guys, I think right now that's all there is for the update. Oh yeah, let me check Arcade. Okay, so they still didn't add the... Okay, so they're probably still fixing it up then. Because I do remember that they were gonna lower the difficulty for the Splash Splash... my god. Splash Splash Pop. It was that one rhythm game where, you know, you slap the butts on the Waifus of Summer here. They said they were going to lower the difficulty, so maybe they're still doing that. I don't know, they might also announce what's going on with that in their live stream on the 17th. So we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. But other than that, guys, good luck on your draws. Good luck on your pulls. And I'll say it again, you know, before heading on out. I would strongly just wait until their live stream events. See what they have cooking. See, you know, who's going to be released for the future costumes now. Before pulling for Eris and Roxy. Because you might want to save up and pull for either, you know. Like I said, Greta is a very potential costume character that might be unlocked in the future. They could just drop that on us, okay? You still have Olivia's Valkyrie form costume that we're still waiting for, okay? So that might also be announced. As well as the future 2.5 anniversary, you know, costumes, because they might hint them. They might foreshadow some of them. So I would just wait 7 days, and if in 7 days you're not very sold on, you know, the upcoming ones, then go for Eris and Roxy. But that's just what I'm gonna say. That's the entire reason why I didn't pull for this, you know, YouTube video. Okay, I know it's very rare I do that, but I'm just gonna wait until see what they have to say about it. You know, hear what they have to say. Okay. But with that being said, for YouTube's end here, thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. I'll have more on the latest updates in the future. I'll definitely be covering that live stream on October 17th, 10 a.m. UTC time. Okay, I'll have it out for you guys then. And also, I'll do a YouTube video on the Fiend Hunter boss, because that does look interesting to me. That does look like an interesting boss to fight. But I'll figure it out. But then again, catch you next. Take care, guys.